Hello garden friends, it is your garden teacher, Farmer Hillary. For those of you who have not ever met me, I am one of the garden teachers that is here at Coweeman. Take my mask down. My pronouns are she, her, and I would say my favorite vegetable, oh gosh, I think I'd probably have to say garlic. I think that's going to be it. So right here we have a cherry tree, and the cherry tree does not have fruit on it right now because it's not the season for that, but this was one of the first years where we had a decent crop of cherries, so that was pretty exciting. And I wanted to show you some of the plants that are growing underneath it. This is kind of an herb area, so we have herbs growing. And herbs are a group of plants that basically people will use to flavor food or use them like as medicine or as tea, but they're plants that just have a lot of strong scent to them. And this friend right here is rosemary. And rosemary kind of resembles like pine needles a little bit. That's something that it kind of reminds me of. And it's really nice because if you just kind of rub the plant, even if you don't pick any of it, if you rub it and then smell it, it's very strong, and that's just a smell that I really enjoy. This one's pretty intense, so a little bit of it goes a long way. Hello garden friends, here I am in the tunnel. There are so many different plants growing in this tunnel. So this here is an actual gourd plant. So you can see there's some blossoms on the gourd plant and it's going to grow some gourds. There is scarlet runner beans, which we often call them magic beans. But these are the flowers, and once they have grown they grow real big beans, and you could eat them this way, just sort of like a green bean. But if you let them keep growing, and actually let them dry out, oh, I love that they have that like bright pink. So there's a little tiny baby bean. But if we were to actually let that keep growing and then let it dry, the bean or seed inside would be beautiful colors of just like kind of this dark purple, black, and like spots of pink. They're pretty awesome. We've also got some tomatoes growing here. There's some basil, and this plant right here is actually called holy basil or tulsi. And it's different than just regular Genovese or Italian basil. This kind of basil is actually used medicinally quite a bit. And I would describe it as having like kind of a fruity scent. Like it's a little sweeter smelling than Italian basil. And it gets these beautiful purple flowers on it as well that pollinators and other critters really enjoy. Looks like there's actually a hoverfly hanging around on there. This is actually a cucumber plant, and there are some really big cucumbers hiding in here. So I don't know if you can see that one in there, but I will reach in and pick it. Oof! Oh my goodness. Oh, okay, well, there we go. So that's a lemon cucumber, and they don't usually grow quite that color or quite that big, but for some reason this particular variety of lemon cucumber has just been giant and is a lot wider than the other types of lemon cucumber. I'll show you another type over here. Here's a whole bed of cucumber plants. Let's see if we can find a lemon cucumber in here. So there we go. That's a lot more like the size that they usually are, and they have those kind of pokey spines on them that you can rub off before you eat them. But you can kind of see that one's a lot more yellow. Might be some other kinds of cucumbers hiding in here. Oop! There's one. think this might be a fun plant for you all to know about. This is another plant that's in the same family as the gourds and the cucumbers and the loofah and pumpkins, and actually melons too. So this little plant here, see that tiny fruit? Anybody have a guess what that's called? But this is actually called a mouse melon because it basically looks like a watermelon, but it's a watermelon that might be for a mouse because it's so wee. So that plant is very happy. It is growing. It is thriving. Look at all of that. That's all from the cucamelon or the mouse melon.